Hey guys. Okay, so just got back from the gym. If I look a little rough, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. This whole going natural thing is like, it's taking a lot of focus. I will say that. This shit is hard. I don't know. Some of these girls who just like flat out like, fuck it, I'm going natural, da da da, whatever, whatever. Just do that shit. I commend y'all because this shit, yeah. Okay, anyway. So, yesterday, a subject came up that I kind of wanted to touch bases on. Pretty much, the topic was niggas ain't shit. Now, we know the niggas ain't shit. Alright, you know, whatever, that's a known factor. Niggas ain't shit, point blank, period, okay, whatever. But, it's really about finding the right ain't shit nigga. And I feel like that shit is like so fucking important because girls nowadays, it's just like, oh, niggas ain't shit, but they don't know that they're not looking for the right thing. I'll say that. You have to know, like, you have to be able to pick and choose your battles. Like I said, it's really about finding the right ain't shit nigga. Okay, like, for instance, let's say, like, you got a nigga who, he got a job, he got a car, got his own place, da da da, whatever. He take care of you and everything, but that nigga whooping your ass every night. That's not the right ain't shit nigga. Like, you need to go back to the drawing board because that shit's not the business. Let's say, for instance, if you got a nigga who, let's say he ain't got no job, he ain't got no car, he ain't got his own place or nothing like that, he's still an ain't shit nigga because he's a man and he ain't on this shit. But he treats you like a queen. He treats you right. He don't put his hands on you. He acknowledges you as being his girlfriend, everything. Well, he's still ain't shit nigga because he's not on this shit. That's simple. Okay, you can have a nigga who is trying to get on this shit, but you know what? Let's say first you got a nigga who's on this shit. He got a job, got a nice ass car, got a nice ass place, but he got a fucked up ass personality. I mean, he's still cool and everything like that, but y'all don't even fucking get along. He ain't shit. Okay, whatever. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say like he just automatically ain't shit because y'all don't get along, because you don't have to get along with everybody. But pretty much, you get what the fuck I'm saying. Here's my thing. I would much rather be with a, sorry y'all. I would much rather be with a nigga who ain't shit when it's like, he ain't got no job, he ain't got no car, he ain't got this, he ain't got that, da da da, whatever. Okay, yeah, he still ain't shit, but he treat me right. As opposed to this nigga over here who treat me right. He got a job, got a car, got his own place, da da da, whatever. But he whooping my ass every night, or he got all that shit and he out here just fucking everything moving, bringing you back all kind of STDs and getting bitches pregnant. I'm sorry, that's not the right ain't shit nigga. Now, we were discussing something that brought up a very, very, very valid point. Because a lot of girls nowadays like, oh, well, my nigga, he got this, and he got that, and he got this. Now, we already know niggas ain't shit, because we've already established that in the beginning of the video. Now, if we know the niggas ain't shit, alright, cool. It's some stuff that you can put up with. It's some stuff that you can't. Every woman knows the type of shit that she's willing and able to put up with. If you know for yourself that you can't stand no lying ass nigga, well, you already know the niggas ain't shit. But if you can't stand a lying ass nigga, then if you get a nigga that's a liar, then guess what? He's the wrong ain't shit nigga. Point blank period. You need to go back to the fucking drawing board. If you know that you can't stand a nigga that's, we'll just say dusty, for heaven's sake. Okay, you can't stand a nigga who can't dress, but you meet a nigga, he ain't shit, and he can't dress. Well, that's something simple. You can, like, fix that nigga up, whatever. But my thing is, you got a nigga who's on his shit, and he's still doing all this extra shit. When is enough enough? When is, damn, my shit about to go dead. It don't matter. When is it a point where you like, you know what, I'ma stand up for myself, to like, fuck this shit, I'm not doing this no more. Because the thing about it is, if I have to pretend like I'm oblivious to everything that's going around me, if I have to pretend like I don't know that my nigga ain't shit, all because he's doing this for me, he does that, he buys me this, he got his shit right, ooh girl, he perfect, da da da. Fuck that. Because guess what? I'm not dealing with no bullshit. Point blank period. Like, I'm not. I would rather deal with a nigga who ain't on his shit and he still treats me like the world, because a nigga like that, yeah, he ain't shit because he ain't on his shit, but we can change all that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can get a job, you can get a car, you can start dressing right, get your own place, alright, whatever, and everything is already cool because you treat me like I'm the #1 priority. But if you're talking about a nigga who, he got a job and all this extra shit, and he's still bringing you home chlamydia and babies and shit, I'm sorry, but there's no way you can fix that shit, because he an ain't shit nigga, and he's a fucked up ass nigga. A nigga will not change unless he wants to change. For real. Like, you can't be like, oh, well, he said that he loved me, and I know I'm doing my shit right, and da-da-da-da, so I know my nigga ain't gonna do this, and I know he ain't gonna do that. I've come to learn, no matter how a nigga presents himself, you don't put nothing past nobody. Point blank period. It's really that simple. So, if you dealing with somebody who got all his stuff together, and, you know, everything cool, but he's still doing all that unnecessary shit that can't be fixed, that's definitely the wrong ain't shit nigga. Because why are you putting up, I mean, niggas ain't shit, yeah, but putting up with that kind of shit, I feel like that's too much. That's ridiculous. That's something I'm not even willing to do. I would much rather deal with a nigga we can fix all this shit up and everything be cool. We can do all that and everything be straight. That nigga ain't gonna stop fucking bitches. That nigga ain't gonna stop bringing you home shit, because he's an ain't shit nigga and he's not trying to change. Now, my thing is this. When you face the fact that niggas ain't shit, and it's about finding the right ain't shit nigga, you might actually be able to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You might open your eyes and understand what the fuck you want. Because, I'm not gonna go there, but you'll start to figure out what you want when you know what you're looking for. Life puts you through like a bunch of shit. I'm sorry, y'all, I had to look at time. Life will put you through a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. And you can't have trust issues. Trust issues are like a no-go, because every nigga's not the same. Like, even though niggas ain't shit, generally, they are not shit. But collectively, generally, collectively, they not shit. But every nigga's different. You may get a nigga over here who lies all the fucking time. You may get a nigga who don't lie at all, but he whooping your ass. You may get a nigga who, he don't lie and he ain't whooping your ass or nothing like that, but he's just disrespectful as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You might get a nigga who might be all three. It's just about what you are willing to put up with and tolerate. You see what I'm saying? It's not as hard as people try to make it seem. It's really not as hard as girls try to make it seem. Niggas are always like, oh, bitches is confused. They don't know what they want nowadays. No. All we want is a nigga to act like he got some goddamn sense and not to disrespect us. Point blank period. When you get that down pat, all that extra shit will come naturally. All I'm saying is, we know the niggas ain't shit. We all know that. So if you know the niggas ain't shit, you need to get to a point where you accept the things that your nigga's doing and be comfortable with it. It's really that simple. If you with an ain't shit nigga, you know it ain't shit, and he's in here doing all this extra shit, like bring you home babies and all this extra shit, and you cool with that, that's on you. Like, can't nobody tell you nothing about that. Can't nobody say shit to you about that. If you're happy, then fine. Be happy. But here's my thing. Don't be looking at your friends all crazy when they just like, fuck your nigga, da, da, da. You know what, this is turning into something completely different. That I can go on about niggas and your friends. Like, that's just something completely different. But, yeah. I don't know. I just kind of want to give my insight on these ain't shit niggas. Because at the end of the day, niggas are gonna be niggas. Yeah. But at the same time, ladies, like, don't... Man, I like to say is, you need to know what you can and cannot tolerate and stick by that shit. If you say you can't tolerate a nigga who's constantly texting other bitches, if you can't tolerate a nigga who stays in the streets, if you know you can't tolerate a nigga who's constantly lying to your ass, always with his friends and shit, if you know you can't tolerate a nigga who want to live the single life, if you know that's some shit you can't tolerate, you need to think about that shit before you decide to hop in a relationship with that nigga. Because guess what? He not gonna change. You can't change a man. Point blank period. You can change his circumstances. You can't change some nigga though. Like, that's a mental thing. You can change the fact that he ain't got no place, let him stay with your ass. You can change the fact that he ain't got a phone, put it on your shit. I mean, like, not even nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like, that kind of shit can be fixed. If you talk about a nigga who's just like all fucked up in the head, I'm sorry, that's a no-go. And when people start looking at you crazy, or when you hear that people are talking crazy about you, like, oh, your nigga ain't shit, and I can't believe that, and girl, she fucking with that nigga like that, and he done did this, and he done fucked my friend, and da-da-da-da-da. My thing is, there's always some kind of truth to rumors. Point blank period. The shit didn't fall from the sky. Didn't nobody just drop and say, hey, you know what, I think your boyfriend just got somebody pregnant. That ain't the way that shit goes. There's always some kind of truth to rumors. My thing is, if you gonna be a down ass, be a down ass. Don't be a dumb ass though. Like, be real about your shit. Don't just sit back and take anything, because us as women, we deserve so much more than half the bullshit that we be taking. You need to learn how to stand the fuck up and take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, these niggas don't give a fuck about us. Point blank period. They more so worried about doing what the fuck they want to do. Do what the fuck they gotta do, themselves being happy. Once you learn to be happy on your own, and you know what the fuck you want from somebody, you can start looking for that shit. So that way you know, like, when you're approached with an ain't shit nigga that's not the ain't shit nigga that you need, you'll be able to spot that nigga off the bat, like, you know what, nah, I'm good, I'm straight. But the time is almost up, y'all. I'm sorry, my nails are kind of dirty. So, I would tell y'all about the barbecue, but I'm gonna do that one-on-one. Yeah, we're gonna do that one-on-one since it's coming up real soon. Keep posted. Keep your ears to the ground, because there's gonna be a barbecue coming up within the next few weeks. Cracking like a motherfucker. But on that night, good night, you guys. I'm about to go lay down. Y'all don't understand. Like, that workout's crazy as fuck. I still gotta wrap my hair. Like, it's too much. Oh yeah, short hair don't care. Okay. For real. Good night, y'all.